Buddy Greg here again. It's been a few. I've been telling all you guys that have been asking for the spreadsheet that I was going to do another one and give it to you. I have retooled it. There may be bugs in it, but I've checked it and I haven't found one yet. So if you do, once I give you this link to download it, please let me know and I will work on it and make a video about how to use it. So everybody that's already asked and been waiting, I will get back to you and email you the link to download that spreadsheet. And for all you all who get it, or guys who are getting ready to email me about it now, this video will be an introduction. So the first thing you want to do is go into your spreadsheet here. This is what it looks like now. West Virginia Colors, go WV Mountaineers. You're going to start off, all you're going to see is that weekly template on the bottom left right here. In order to make a new one, you're just going to hit duplicate, see where it said copy of weekly template. Then you can click on it again, and you can click rename and name it whatever you want. I'm going to delete this one because I already have one for our examples here. So let's say I rename this one for 617, which is the next settlement we're going to get. I already started doing this, okay? So you're going to, let's go to the bottom here. You're going to go to your key right here. That's going to tell you everything you need to really understand about filling this thing out. If it's gray, it says user entered data. That's you, the user, entering data, okay? If you can't get that, bye. But auto calculations are in the gold, so you don't mess with any of them because you're going to mess up the formula unless you know what you're doing. And then the line labels are what they are. It just tells you what you're doing in that sequence. So again, each one of these taglines: load information, trip totals, fuel information, the ones that run all the way from left to right, fuel, fixed expenses, week final totals, and then all your fuel info. All that stuff, each one of those sections, it's breaking down the list of what it tells you to do or what you're dealing with at the moment. So we'll get into the nuts and bolts of the load information now. So now we're starting at the top with the load information, okay? You're going to enter your dates however you like. I'm ADD, so I have to put the year on there too. Your load information. At Schneider, you'll always have a prefix of 2 letters followed by a 9-digit load number. If you're already here, you know that. If you don't, it doesn't matter. If you go somewhere else, you can put in whatever you want just for your purposes. My start location, I always put in where the load picks up, not my deadhead, because as you can see here on the next load, I pick up in DeKalb, Illinois, but I left from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So that kind of tells me all I need to know there, because I do deadhead more than a lot of guys do, but I only do it if the money's worth it. So average rate per mile. Anyway, I picked up a Vandalia, ended in Eau Claire with that load. There's the miles. There's the revenue that load drew, and it automatically calculates your rate per mile. Now this is off of dispatch miles, it's off Schneider's number. Then I got my second load right there, load number, picked up in DeKalb, Illinois, delivered in Laredo, Texas. 662 miles and $3,029.61. These are rough numbers. It's close to what I did, but that's not right. And this is what I do here now, Greg. Come on, I'm always doing something stupid. Anyway, all right, I got it all fair. So that will automatically calculate out these numbers here, except for your operating cost per mile, because I haven't put any of my costs in yet. All right, see this stuff right here? There's your average rate per mile, or your hit hub miles. These hub miles and the gallons, I just reset my trip on the dash every Monday midnight, Tuesday midnight, you know, in that where you're transitioning. Tuesday through Mondays how our pay settlements run. So I always reset that dash trip. It's not necessarily the most accurate, but it's more accurate than what you're going to get off of doing your own your deal with Schneider's computers. So anyway, that just says, and like I said, these numbers are random, but that gives you an actual hub rate per mile of $1.79 per mile and an actual miles per gallon of 7.3 miles per gallon. And then there's your total shipment revenue, all combined from above. That's your dispatch miles and your average rate per mile based off of Schneider's numbers. And that's what gives you those numbers. So as you go on, you'll add load after load after load after load. If you're hitting more than 10 loads a week, then yeah, it'd have been just fantabulous. We're going to get into the fueling next. So here's the fueling section. Just like loads, I gave you 10 fueling instances here, okay? But you're not going to fuel 10 times in a week unless you're super anal about it, and then you're wasting time to save 2 cents a gallon here and there. Saving money is always a good thing, but at a certain point, your savings versus the amount of time you're burning off your 70, it you know what I'm saying, they kind of work together. One's not more important than the other because it's all going to affect your money if you're wasting time. But saving money is always a smart thing, so if you want to shop for fuel, fine. But cutting your nose off spite your face once you get down to where you're really pushing it. But anyway, okay, so the fuel number one, let's just say the diesel price, for example, is going to be $463.28. Or excuse me, this is $463.28. And let's say that got me 151.323 gallons. Okay? That's 306 a gallon, whatever. That's automatically calculated. Again, gold is auto. Let's go with the discount rate. Let's say the fuel discount rate this week was 42 cents. Again, not accurate right now. So that will tell you how much it's going to save me on the discount back here. And then my diesel cost is right there. And for every time you use their EFS card, they charge you $1 user fee. It's negligible. It's really worth it because of how it works everything out. But anyway, so that adds that extra $1 over here on stop total. See how it went up $1. So, but you don't have any more of that fake $7 costs at the beginning of the week off the old one. So if we got DEF, let's just say we got 25.21 and DEF, just random number. Now it's going to add that on to the stop total. Okay, see that? So you got 425.93 when originally we were playing 463.28. So all those things are automatically calculated. Here's what's interesting. Now that we have some expense on here, you can go up and see right here on the load section, it shows you your operating cost per mile. 17 cents of what you make every mile just went into fuel. Now you got to remember, that's not the only fuel you're going to do, so let's go ahead and do another one, because you're going to pay more than 17 cents a mile average for a week of fuel. So let's just say we did another 300. No, you know what? Yeah, let's do 100. It's going to do a 435.88. That's in dollars, okay? So we're going to do 152 gallons, $8.93, whatever. All right. That's $2.85 a gallon. That's stupid. That ain't right. Because that's false hope. Biden's in there now, boy. 144.25. 3. Whatever. Worry about too much. 302. That's still wishful thinking. So let's just say the discount was 35 cents that day. Which it's not going to change. It usually changes with the settlement every 2 weeks. And then we did not get any DEF this time. No more pig piss. Not this time. So there you can see 380, whatever. So now you have your combined fuel so far. There's your actual cost. This is your actual cost, not your receipts added together. This is after your discounts that Schneider provides. And that's how much money you saved on the second line by using their fuel card and getting the discount. And that's how many gallons you've purchased in this settlement period. Now let's go see. Man, come on, stop. Let's go see how our cost per mile just rose. You see that? Now we're up to 32 cents per mile. But you're talking about, well, how many miles is it to Texas? Okay? I still got fuel while I'm down here. Right there, that was one fuel. I left the house, I had just a little over a quarter tank. I had to fuel. And then I fueled again. I didn't buy a whole tank. But then I fueled again coming back down to DeKalb. And then I fueled again getting in Texas. I got 3 fuels here. Now, I didn't burn all this fuel. I've still got more than a half tank sitting down here in Laredo. But let's just say I had to buy another fuel of $277.39. Let's say I did that too. It doesn't matter what order they're in, but I always put them in the order I purchased. But I'm making up numbers for the purposes of this video. And so let's just say we only got 82. Well, that's still probably shooting it high. Let's say 73.966 on the gallons. That's Pennsylvania price right there, boy. Well, we'll leave Pennsylvania price. Screw it. And then let's say our discount was again 42 cents. And we got 16.88 in DEF. All right, so we've been brought up all of our totals. You can scroll up here again. Now we're paying 42 cents per mile for all the miles that I'm getting paid for so far. And then it brings your fuel cost for the week up to there. $1,076.53, and then the discount is $145.11. That's how much you've saved by using their EFS card. And then the total gallons purchased for the period is at 369.542 gallons. Okay, and the reason I do 3 digits after is because that's how they're all measured out on the receipt, and I've just gotten used to doing it. It's just like running 24-hour time. It drives my family nuts, but I can't get off of the 0-100 stuff. Okay, the military time, whatever you want to call it. That's just what we're used to. So now we're going to get down to the fixed expenses on this bad boy, which will only change whenever your escrows change, or if you take different plans out when your options come about. All right, these are the things that aren't going to change all that much. When you first start, you'll have escrows. Once you build those up, if you don't tear anything up, don't do anything wrong, you're not going to have to worry about the escrows. Okay, so we're going to start. This is fixed expenses. Let's just say, and this is deadly accurate to my truck payments, $972.31. It's not exact, but it's close. And then the registration and permits every week, say they're $35.49. I don't remember all these numbers, guys. They're minuscule. I can go back and pull my own personal up. Oh man, what'd I just do? Okay, I got rid of it. I'm not gonna go pull my personal stuff up. I mean, I ain't afraid to show it, but I'm just in a different deal right now to show y'all how to fill these out. So let's say physical damage insurance. I'm going to call it $44.88 per week. These are all per week now. This is for this settlement. Physical damage buyback. Let's just say it was $8.20. I don't even think it's that high. And an occupational accident. That's going to be another $38.60 something. It's called $38.60. Other expenses, that would be scales or anything if you want to accumulate those and take them out. But you got to remember, those aren't coming off your FS check or coming straight out of your settlement. That stuff is coming out of your bank account. So if you want a more accurate number of what you're actually going to make that week, then you can put those in there. I used to, I still do sometimes, but I typically don't even worry about it. So if you want to use it, you can. Additional compensation would be like if you had stop pay. Each time you have to do a trailer move or whatever, they'll give you $25. If you know how to track those, you can do that with additional compensation, or if you get some kind of bonus or a referral or whatever. So you can account for that too if you want. But then again, you don't have to. I just put it's options. Options, baby. That's what I'm all about. Property damage buyback. Okay, so I don't even remember what this is. We're going to call it $5.61, whatever. Non-trucking auto liability, 47, is that even right? 47.88. I keep using 88. Wish Junior would go back to racing. Cargo buyback, let's call it $3.20. Personal property insurance, let's go call it $4 even. Screw it. And then Schneider escrow deduction. Mine's already at the max, so 0 on that. Repairs and maintenance. If you're paying anything out of pocket, fine. If not, just take it out of your SFI maintenance. If you're bringing your own truck, if you want to account for your maintenance and stuff like that, you can put that total in there too. Okay? I don't know why I did that. Just something else you can go back and track. I don't even have an accumulator for those below to track how much expense is what. But anyway, now your weekly fixed expenses. They're all tabulated right there based on what you just entered at $1,160.17. All right? We're going to break down the week totals below. Make sure everything looks good up here. Everything's accurate. We've got our loads in. We've got our hub information in. We've got all of our fuel information we can fill in, and we've got all of our fixed expenses. So now we're going to go check out what this spreadsheet bad boy has done for us for tracking. All right, guys, this right here's the show. Week final totals. So everything from above has been calculated. There's only one more piece of information that must be entered, and that has to do with the tax percentage you decide you want to withhold from your own stuff. And you'll have to forgive me because even at night and with this sandstorm that's blowing in, it is freaking hot, and I got my APU off so that you can hear me talk. But I'm gonna tough it out here and quit being a softy, a snowflake, whatever. So here, everything's tabulated from above. All that stuff we just double checked, everything's done. We have made $4,581.90. The dispatched amount of miles, $24.53. And the average rate per mile was $1.87. The hub actual rate per mile, once we took our measurement off our hub, was actually $1.79 a mile. That's your average rate per mile brought to the house. Your hub actual mileage, miles per gallon, is 7.3. Remember, we got those things off of our dash. We got the amount of gallons burned, and we got the amount of miles off of the hub or on the dash here, and then you divide your miles by the amount of fuel you burn. It gives you that average miles per gallon, and we only do it to the 10th spot because that's what the dash does, and that's good enough for me, right? Operational cost per mile, 88 cents. Of every one of these right here, $1.70 90 mile you earned, you take off 88 cents a mile for your costs. You understand what I'm saying? So now you've got a little over, or a little under $1 that you get to keep for your business and yourself. And that's, if you got insurance from somewhere else, as far as health insurance stuff, great. If not, if you're paying for that stuff out of pocket, that comes out of that too, okay? So here's your gross revenue. We've already saw that number from above. I just duplicated it here. After you take your deductions out, I don't even know what this business is right here. I need to delete that. That's a repeat formula that I've accidentally placed there. So right here, 23.45.20. So that's how much the truck grossed. That's how much it's still not profit, okay? That is the gross profit. Now you gotta come over here and look at this stuff. This is how much fuel you purchased. This is how much you saved in discount money. This is how many gallons you purchased, not how much you burned, how much you purchased in that period. And there's your total expense for the week, okay? Now right over here, gross revenue, less deductions, this would be your deductions. This is less deductions. That's how much you get to keep. And then right here, see, 23.45.20. If you add this number to that number, you'll get this number, okay? And now here's where it gets interesting. You gotta save money for Uncle Sam. I always just do 30%. And I'm on payroll now too. I'm S-corped out. I didn't do that right now, did I? We have to go and make this guy say, well, I guess it works out the same way. It's supposed to show as a percentage. On my computer it does, but on the phone it's just showing 0.3. So just keep in mind that if it says that, okay, 0.3 is 30%. So that will make you withhold $703.56. Just set it aside. It's not really withholding. You set it aside in your bank. That gives you that to save in your business, do your own personal maintenance account if you're not with Schneider or SFI, whatever. That's money that you have control of now, and you don't need for necessarily safekeeping unless you choose to build up more maintenance, to buy a truck off, whatever you want to do with that money. Don't leave yourself cash light. Use credit before you cash yourself out. I've already learned that. So anyway, that's what will give you your profit for the week, okay? Now don't in any way take these numbers that I just put in here as a representation of an actual week. You know what? I'll go back and I'll show you one that I've done here to finish this video out. A real example of something I did on the last trip out. I'm pretty tired of waiting on my phone to quit goofing off, so I'm just going to show you on the computer here. I'm going to do this as best I can. So I'm not even looking here, but so this is my actual deal that I'm using. So I didn't transpose all these old ones. As you can see, if I click here, it'll bring up the old style stuff, and I actually had to go back and fetch those because my dumb butt did something and lost them. But here, I'll show you my best week recently. So here you go. There's all those loads. There's all that money. And then we're going to scroll down. As you can see there, 3,174 miles, 419 gallons of fuel. It's 202 average a gallon, 7.6 miles per gallon. $6,405 revenue, and by Schneider's number should have been $217 a mile. Average cost to operate per mile, and that's based off the hub stuff, is 71 cents of every mile I drove. That's how much money everybody else got. So as a company driver, you get benefits, but you only make 60, 65, maybe 70 cents a mile. If you're working for an LTL outfit, I just did $1.30 a mile. Here's your diesel prices and breakdown. And we have spent that much in fuel. We saved $168.33. We spent $1,151.11, and we actually purchased 400.782 gallons of fuel after you average everything out. So now we're going to go on down. Here's all my fixed costs, both sides. Y'all can read them. You can pause the video, go back, whatever. I'm sorry I'm getting really tired, but this is to help y'all out. Right there, there's my actual breakdown number. And scrolling over here to the other side. Let's move this over here. So see where it shows the percentage and the withholding tax rate now. And so I brought this number here, 4142.79 will be roughly the deposit. And then this is how much I have to withhold in tax, 1242.84, it's 30%. And there is my profit for the week. So when you hear somebody say they do $4,000 a week, that's based off of that number there, less deductions. So yes, great money. It's a lot of work, but I've also, like I said, I'm an S corp now, so I get a W-2, and my wife gets a W-2, and then the business has its money that I'm in control of. So that's a different video for a different day. Actually, there's plenty of that out there from accountants and guys that have done this before me. But I don't factor in payroll into this right now, especially for your all's purposes. Anyway, hope that helps you. Email me if you haven't already about getting this spreadsheet. If you're really interested in it, email me at gregrolzon@gmail.com.